Welcome to another episode of Freedom Found Podcast, where I help you move from I hate Mondays to I absolutely love what I do. I am your host, Coach Amy P. And today we're going to dive into one of the most exciting yet challenging aspects of entrepreneurship, taking your business from a mere idea into a full-fledged launch. I'm excited to bring this topic to you today. Many of you have asked about this episode, and so here I am bringing it to you just like you've asked. So, if you've ever dreamed, okay, of starting your own business but felt overwhelmed and just overjoyed all at the same time by all the steps that are involved in starting pretty much a business from scratch, this episode is for you. Okay, so I'm going to break down the process, all right, into I'm going to try to break them down into manageable steps. All right. There are about 8 steps that I'm going to talk through today. And so at each moment, whenever I get to a segment, I want you guys to kind of really write down and try to process all the steps that I'm going to share because it is going to be a detailed episode. But hopefully, this will provide you with a clear roadmap, okay, to turn your vision into reality. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe right now, and let's get into this episode. You're looking for that freedom found. So, laying the foundation, let's talk about it. So, you pretty much have a brilliant idea. I know it's in your head. You're thinking about this idea. You're like, wow, it would be really cool to start something like this. You probably have heard some type of problem and you're wanting to provide a solution for it. So I know what that feels like. I've kind of started a couple of businesses and now I am coaching those of you who are where I was way back when into success. And so hold on to that excitement, okay? Because before we jump into the deep end, we need to make sure that your idea is as solid as you think it is. Okay, so let's do the work here. That's where idea validation comes from. And you probably have heard idea validation. If you work in the corporate space, idea validation is a popular step in any type of product development or any type of process development procedure. You always want to work that idea to make sure that the idea, one, is viable, is going to sell. You want to do all the research and kind of figure out the details around this idea before you actually put it out there in the market. And so that's what this is. This is like the foundation of everything you're about to build. Okay, so let's take this step very seriously. Okay, so like imagine your idea, it's like a seed, it really is. And to grow into a thriving plant, aka your business, it needs to be planted in the right soil with the right conditions. Okay. And so, in business terms, what this means is that understanding your passion and purpose, doing some good old fashioned market research, and figuring out what makes your idea stand out from the crowd. Okay. So let's talk about this because a lot of people like to skip this step. All right. So let's talk about your passion and purpose. All right. So you want to go ahead and start asking yourself right now, wherever you are, if you're in the idea phase, you want to think about why do you want to actually start this business? What problem are you really trying to solve? Okay, with this business idea, right? This is the heart of your business. It really is. If you're passionate about what you're doing, it'll show in everything that you're doing, okay? From how you market yourself to how you interact with your customers, it will show in everything. Plus, it'll just keep you going, when things get tough. And trust me, they will get tough. Do not misunderstand business practices, okay? It will get tough for you. And your purpose is your why. It's what keeps you going and help drive you forward, regardless of whatever business phase or situation that you're in, okay? So let's move on now to the market research. I know it doesn't sound pretty. A lot of people don't like this part because it's not as thrilling as some of the other stuff, but it is definitely crucial to starting your business. Okay. So you need to know if there's actually a demand, all right, for what you're offering. All right. So who are your potential customers? All right. What are their pain points? Think about that when you're getting ready to when you're doing your research. Who's your competition? You have to know these things in order to kind of stand next to whoever in the market and to be able to sell products to customers in the marketplace. Okay. And more importantly, like what makes your idea different from what's already out there? This is where you pretty much will uncover like that gold, like golden nuggets of just information that it can shape your business strategy. All right, you're going to need to know this stuff to help shape your strategy before you launch. So that's with market research. The final part of this segment here is you want to define your USP, which is your unique selling proposition. Okay, keep that word in mind. All right, this is the magic sauce that sets your business apart from every other business out there. What's your secret weapon? I want you to think about that. What is it that you offer your customers over anyone else? Maybe it's your killer customer service skills. Maybe it's your product. Maybe your product is eco-friendly or is faith-based like mine, or perhaps you offer something completely unique that no one else does. What is that? Whatever it is, your USP is what's going to make you memorable. Your customers will remember you for this thing. It's just like McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's, all I ever think about is really Ronald McDonald and that doggone ball pit when I used to go to McDonald's. I don't go there as often now, but I associate my childhood, those Happy Meals with the toy inside of that Happy Meal with McDonald's. So when I see that golden arch, like it immediately brings a smile to my face because I think about those childhood memories and all of those things. So think about what makes your business memorable. What is it that your customers are going to be saying about you that makes your business preferred over another one that maybe offer similar services as yours. Okay, so to sum it all up, your mission in this first step, okay, is to get crystal clear on your passion. All right, you want to dive deep into your market research and you want to figure out what makes your idea shine. Okay, it might take a little bit, okay, of time, but trust me, all right, it's worth it. This step here is worth it. So, with the strong foundation, guys, you're going to set yourself up for success. So, do not skip this step. And I want you to stick around. This is the end of this first segment, but I want you to stick around because next we're going to dive into the nuggets and bolts of creating a business plan that'll bring your idea to life, and you don't want to miss it. So hang in there. Go ahead and hit like, subscribe, comment on your thoughts, and we're going to get into the second segment of this episode. What's up, family? Coach Amy P here. Are you waking up on Mondays feeling like you are stuck in a job that you do not love? Listen, I get it. But guess what? It does not have to be that way. My coaching services, you can break free from the I hate Monday cycle and start saying, I love what I do. Imagine waking up excited for work, feeling fulfilled on purpose for your destiny, saying, I absolutely love what I do. Don't let another day go by feeling unfulfilled and uninspired. Visit CoachAmyP.com today. Matter of fact, right now to submit your discovery session. Let's unlock your fullest potential, discover your passions, and create the career you absolutely love, whether it's on the job or off the job. I can't wait to help you on this journey. Let's get back to the episode. All right, now that you've got a solid idea and you're clear on what makes it special, it's time, my friends, to take the next big step, and that's crafting your business plan, okay? I know the word business plan probably feels very ancient and old. It might sound like a bit stiff and formal because you probably are imagining that 40-page document that I remember learning first about business plans when I was studying macroeconomics in school. And we had to create a business plan and all those things. And it was annoying to think about, but think of your business plan as your roadmap, okay? Driving without it, I mean, you're practically blind, all right? But with it, you're on a clear path to success. And so think of it differently from what you've learned in the past, okay? So let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get into this business plan because I want to guide you here. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about your mission statement, all right? This is the North Star of your business. Do you have a mission statement defined? Have you thought about the purpose for why you exist? Okay. It's a short, sweet, and if you don't know what a mission statement is, it's a very short, sweet statement that sums up what your business is all about, your purpose, your goals, and how you're going to serve your customers. Okay. Now, there's a framework that I use to develop business plans. So if you need help developing this mission statement, I've placed a link in the show notes below with a template that I suggest my clients use to go ahead and frame up their mission statement to help them go ahead and get this part started. So imagine you're explaining your business to someone in one sentence. That's what you want to imagine your mission statement being. What would you say? Your mission statement should be so powerful. It should be that powerful and that clear. Like when that person hear it, it's like, wow, you in that sentence, I understand exactly how you're able to help me and solve my problems. It's like the elevator pitch, of course, of your business. So make it count. Okay, you really want to make this part count. So next we need to kind of dig into some market analysis. And I know, we just talked a little bit about market research, but we're going to take it up a notch. Okay, so you've got to get to know your market inside and out. Okay, so who are your customers? What do they need? What are the trends in your industry? And who are your competitors? The goal here is to understand the landscape you're about to enter. All right. So the better you know your market, the better you really can position yourself to stand out and succeed in this market. So now comes the fun part. All right. Developing your marketing strategies. All right. So how are you going to reach your audience? All right. How are you going to be the social media superstar, the influencer, or maybe the local business hero? This is where you decide how you're going to get the word out about your amazing product or service. Okay. It's about figuring out where your customers hang out and how you can grab their attention in a way that feels authentic, to your brand. I mean, for me, I had to really do research around this topic and not compare myself to everything that was happening on social media and in the online space because are most of my learning and development clients are corporations and they're not searching the internet looking for my services. So most of my services and my referrals, my clients actually came from referrals or from word of mouth, from me connecting with them in places like LinkedIn. And I do a little bit of Instagram type reach outs and things like that. But most of it is just my clients are sharing my services with other people and they're sending people my way. And so think about your strategy, whether it's through social media, content marketing, partnerships, or that good old fashioned word of mouth. It still works. Okay. Your marketing strategy is your game plan for connecting with your audience. Okay. And last but definitely not least, let's talk about financial projections. All right. This is where you get down to the nitty gritty, my friends, of how much money you're actually going to need to get started. All right. And how much you expect to make when you first plant this business. So don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry if numbers are really not your thing. It's okay. This is all about eliminating. This is all about estimating, not predicting the future, with 100% accuracy. So think about your startup costs, your pricing, your sales goals, and any potential revenue streams that you may want to consider. Your financial projections they're like the fuel gauge on your business journey, so it's really going to help you decide which direction you need to go or when you need to pause or when you need to remove or when you need to add something. Okay. It'll pretty much help you see how far you can go with the resources you have. Okay. So there you have it, your business plan broken down into bite-sized pieces. Now, I want you to remember your business plan doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It doesn't have to be 40 pages long. And I want you to just keep it clear enough to guide you, flexible enough to evolve, okay? And strong enough to keep you focused on your goals, okay? So focus up here. All right, that wraps up segment 2. You're well on your way to bringing your business idea to life. All right. So, in our next segment, we're going to talk about setting smart goals to keep your momentum going. Stick around, it's going to be good. All right, let's get back into this. So, we've nailed down your idea and we've crafted a business plan. Now it's time to turn that plan into action by setting some goals, but not just any goals. We're talking about SMART goals. And you guys have heard me talk about SMART goals on my channel before. It's time to get a little nerdy, you know what I'm saying, with our goal setting. But don't worry, this is where things get really exciting. Okay. So, what's the deal with SMART goals? Let's go ahead and talk about these. Okay. So, SMART goals, first and foremost, it actually represents specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bounds. Okay. Basically, it's a way to make sure your goals are crystal clear and totally doable. Okay. So, no vague pie in the sky dreams here. Okay. This is just, we're being super practical and making sure that we think about all the things that are necessary to accomplish our goals. Okay. So, let's start with specifics. So, your goals need to be well defined and clear. I am going to preach this all the time on my channel. And if you're ever coached by me, I am an advocate of SMART goals. Okay. So saying I want my business to grow is too vague. I mean, we all want our business to grow. What does growth look like to you? Okay. Is it gaining 100 new customers, launching a new product, expanding to a second location? The more specific you can get, the better. It's like giving yourself a detailed map instead of just saying, I want to go somewhere. I think I might just travel somewhere. No, where are you going? You need to know where point A is, then where's point Z, okay, or the next point, wherever you're going. So next we have measurable, all right? So this is all about tracking your progress. If you can't measure it, I mean, how are you going to know if you've actually achieved it? How are you going to measure your success? Let's say your goal is to increase your social media following. Okay, a measurable goal would be something like, I want to gain 500 new followers on Instagram in the next 3 months. Now you got a clear target to aim for and a way to measure your success. This is good. Okay, so let's talk about achievable next. So your goals, they also should challenge you. Okay, but they shouldn't be impossible. So, for example, if your business is brand new, setting a goal to make $1 million in your first month, it might be a little too ambitious. Okay, you want to think about what's realistic. Okay, what's realistically within your reach given your current circumstances, your resources, and time frame. So it's all about finding that sweet spot between challenging and attainable. Okay, so that's ambitious. I'm sorry, so that's achievable. All right, so the R in SMART stands for relevant. All right, so your goals need to matter to you and they need to align with your overall business vision. So ask yourself, is this goal moving me closer to where I want to go? Moving me closer to where I want my business to be? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. Relevance keeps you focused, on what's really important. So you don't get sidetracked by things that won't move you forward. All right. And finally, we've got time bound. Okay. So every goal needs a deadline. Okay. See, it's easy to let things kind of slide if you don't have a time frame to hold you accountable. So whether it's launching your website by the end of the month or hitting a sales target within 6 months, setting a deadline helps you stay motivated and on track. Okay. So you got to set a time to your goals. All right. So let's put this all together with an example. I'm going to read here. So say you're launching a new online course. Okay. A SMART goal could be, I want to enroll 50 students in my online course within the first 60 days of launch by focusing on targeted social media ads and email marketing. See how that's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it's time bound. That's the kind of goal that will keep you focused and driven. Okay. So setting SMART goals is like giving yourself a powerful engine for your business. Okay. It's what turns your dreams into actionable steps. Okay. And before you know it, you'll be checking things off your list and seeing real progress. All right. So let's make sure we're making those goals smart. So that's the end of segment 3. You're now equipped with everything you need to set and really smash your business goals, guys. So in our next segment, we'll dive into the world of financial planning because let's be real, no one's turning their passion into a business without talking about money. That's why we go into business, is to make some money, okay? So stick around for more. Go ahead now. This is your opportunity to subscribe, to like this video, and comment on your thoughts. How can I help you with your SMART goals? Okay. What's up, family? Coach Amy P here. Are you waking up on Mondays feeling like you are stuck in a job that you do not love? Listen, I get it. But guess what? It does not have to be that way. My coaching services, you can break free from the I hate Monday cycle and start saying, I love what I do. Imagine waking up excited for work, feeling fulfilled on purpose for your destiny, saying, I absolutely love what I do. Don't let another day go by feeling unfulfilled and uninspired. Visit CoachAmyP.com today. Matter of fact, right now to submit your discovery session. Let's unlock your fullest potential, discover your passions, and create the career you absolutely love, whether it's on the job or off the job. I can't wait to help you on this journey. Let's get back to the episode. All right, we're back for segment 4, financial planning made simple, guys. Okay, so we've tackled the idea validation step, business planning, and setting smart goals. Now it's time to talk about money. Yes, we're diving into financial planning. Okay, so I know this can sound a little intimidating, but don't you worry. Okay, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it practical and maybe even a little bit fun. All right, so after all, financial planning, it is what turns your dreams into a sustainable business. So it's worth getting excited about. We're not just talking about launching a business, we're talking about sustaining your business so you can continue to make money. Okay, so let's kick things off with estimating your startup cost. Okay, so think of this as your business's initial shopping list. So, what do you absolutely need to get started? Okay, we're talking about things like, a website, branding, licensing, equipment, inventory, whatever it takes to open your business, whether it's virtual or physical. What does it take? Okay, what is it going to take to open your doors? All right. So don't forget the little things either, like software subscriptions, or business cards, whatever you need. This is your chance, okay, to make sure you're not caught off guard by unexpected expenses down the road. So take this part seriously. All right. So next, we've got to explore funding options once you've kind of made that list. Okay. How are you going to pay for all those startup costs? Okay. If you've got savings stashed away, great. That's awesome. Okay. But if not, don't panic. All right. Because there are plenty of ways to really fund your business, from small business loans to crowdfunding or even bringing on a partner. I mean, what I did, I actually used my job to fund my business. You guys have heard me say this before. But the key is to find an option that really works for you and aligns with your financial goals. So remember, taking on debt it's a big decision, so weigh your options, like be careful here and make sure it's something you can handle. Don't get yourself in debt starting out trying to launch your business, okay? So let's move on here to creating a detailed budget. Okay, this is where you map out your income and expenses. Okay, so you can keep your finances on track from day one. All right, so start by listing all your expected monthly expenses. And this is things like rent, utilities, marketing, and supplies. If you're starting your business from home, really consider your workspace and divide that number up so you can get the appropriate credit when you do your taxes, and then estimate your monthly income based on your pricing and your sales goals. So the goal here is to ensure you've got more money coming in than going out, because that's what keeps the lights on. Okay. You don't want to be in the red at the end of the year. A well planned budget is your best friend in these early days. Okay. When cash flow might be really, really tight, and sometimes it may be zero to none. Okay. So really consider your expenses here and make sure more is coming in than going out. Okay. So now that you've got a handle on your budget, it's time to really think about your pricing strategy. This is a part where I get a ton of questions. I coach a lot of clients around. It's a biggie because we're afraid to really charge too high. We feel like we may be missing out if we charge too low. So think about, how much are you going to charge for your product or your service? Your pricing, it really needs to cover your cost and leave you with a profit. Remember, we just finished talking about your budget. So you already know what you need to be able to bring in more than what's going out. So make sure you have a profit in the end. But it also needs to be, like your price needs to be competitive and attractive to your customers. You can't price yourself too low to where your customers relate that to value. Okay, so do some research on what other people in your industry are actually charging, and find like that sweet spot where you're delivering value and making a fair profit. Okay. Don't forget about um, things like discounts and sales or introductory offers. I mean, they can be, offers and challenges. They really can be a great way to attract customers early on. So you might want to do some research around how you can set those offers up to be able to attract the right customers, okay? So finally, let's talk about these financial projections, all right? So think of this as your financial roadmap for the first year. So you're going to project your income and expenses for each month, right? We already talked about that. So you can see where you're headed. So you want to go ahead and take that budget and forecast all the way into the future. You want to answer the question, are you planning to hire employees? Are you planning to add new products and services? Are you planning to expand your marketing efforts by investing in ads or something like that? Are you planning to invest in a coach, or like me, are you planning to go to a training or some type of resource development type thing? All of this should be reflected in your projections. Okay. And remember, these numbers aren't like set in stone. They're really your best guess based on the information you have right now. So as your business grows and evolves, you'll just adjust your projections accordingly, okay? But it is going to be necessary that you think about your future so that you can grow into and scale into the number, into whatever is going to make your business sustainable and profitable, okay? All right. So there you have it. That's financial planning in a nutshell. It might not be the flashiest part of starting your business, but it's definitely one of the most important parts of starting your business, okay? By getting a handle on these things, these finances early on, you're setting yourself up for long-term success, really. That's what's happening here. You're really thinking about your future goals, the scalability and the sustainability of your business. That's what you're thinking about here. This is about long-term success. So, plus, there's nothing more satisfying than to see those numbers add up and knowing you're on the path to profitability. It can be discouraging in the beginning when you probably are spending more than what's coming in. And sometimes it takes a little bit of money to really make money, but you continue to project, you continue to work on your budget and refine things and remove things that are costing you money, and you'll start to see those numbers change. But it's going to be important that you really project these things accordingly so that you can see profitability. All right. So you're now officially a financial planning pro. Okay. Next up, we're going to dive into the legal and structural setup of your business. Don't worry, it's not as dry as it sounds. Okay. This is where you're going to start seeing your business come to life in a real official way. It's exciting when you get those papers registered with the state and you kind of get your seal. So stay tuned. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Comment on your thoughts about financial planning, and we're going to get into the next segment of this episode.